Okay, podcast Erotic Abundance. I'm life coach Melanie Carr. And here's a really important tip for you. As you start to practice and work with your energy and start to analyze the idea of how you can use your intimate creative energy in your life, in your visualization, in your creativity, you might find that in the beginning it's very challenging because you will accumulate a lot more erotic and sexual energy in your body. And before we go any further with the exercises, I really want to let everyone know what they can do about this. And I think the biggest and most important comment is that there is no judgment and there's no criticizing anyone as they go through this process, because it is an evolution. And it's just like, for example, if you are a jealous person and you've had jealousy issues, for example, in your life, and there have been times when you it's burned inside of you, and then you've worked on it and you've worked on it and you've had to do it 100 times. And at some point you get to a place where you don't have that issue with jealousy anymore because you've managed it, because you've worked on it. And it's something that little by little your body has also caught up with your mind and your spirituality and your energetic template. Well, the same thing happens with the sexual energy. If we're used to our sexual energy being physical, sexual, normal physical orgasm, and a sexual experience with ourselves or with someone else, our body is templated to express it and to have a normal physical orgasm. So it's really important that in the beginning, when you start exploring this whole energetic world inside your body and inside your mind, yourself, your spirituality, that you understand that your body is going to take a long time to get to a place where you can start to use that energy in a different way. So it's really important to not be hard on yourself and understand that you will start working with your energy. And the most important thing is that you become consciously aware of the idea that your erotic, intimate, creative, sexual energy can be used for a higher, more spiritual purpose in your heart center, and not just as a physical expression of sexual energy. And it doesn't matter how long that takes. I thoroughly believe that when I'm 70 or 80 years old, I will have no problem using all my sexual energy or my creative, abundant energy and transmuting it in the heart center to create, to heal, to share in a more spiritual way. But when we're 20, 30, 40 years old, 50 years old, we're still struggling with the physical. Sometimes it's too much. It's too much energy. And I really want to encourage people to not have any kind of hang-ups or taboos about releasing it in a physical way if you so feel like your body needs to do that. It's not a judgment. It's not a race to get to a place of spiritual, intimate sexuality. This is very different from the tantra that they were taught in the Indian culture, where we have a couple who's working together to create a more spiritual relationship. Well, even if it was with someone else that you were working on this, you would still have moments where you both just would get it on and say, oh my goodness, this is so erotic, and you would have a physical sexual experience. And this is exactly the same thing that's going to happen as you work through these ideas and this program. There are going to be moments where you just go, oh my goodness, I've lost control and I'm not even interested in thinking about trying to turn the energy into something more creative and something more spiritual. And that is totally natural. So before we go any further and I teach you any more about my experience with sexual transmutation and creativity in the heart center, this is kind of a disclaimer. You're going to feel a lot of energy. You're not going to know what to do. And there will be times when you just literally have to dump it off, enjoy it. And basically, we're going back into the more physical world of normal physical sexuality on your own. And that is perfect. This is where we can really work on getting rid of any taboos or any ideas about what is right and wrong, or whether we're going to be some spiritual guru. And that might happen, but it might take you 30 or 40 years. So don't get discouraged if you're trying to do a creative process in your meditation and you just find yourself overcharged with erotic energy. It's totally natural, and it's something that I really believe it will take us until we're in our more advanced spiritual years. And I don't want to put a date or a certain age limit on it, because it's really something that each individual person will feel. It has to do with also with hormones for women especially, and also for men. It has to do with your energy levels in your life, also depending on your relationship and where you're at in many areas of your life. So please be gentle and kind and not judging anything in this process. It's all good and it's all okay. As we go further along, I will teach you more and more, get into topics that are a little bit more advanced as far as how we can get this to another level. But in the beginning, I think it's really important that people just start becoming aware of two things. If you breathe in, you can move your erotic, intimate sexual energy up into your body. Using your breath, you can bring it up first into your solar plexus, into your emotional center. And then from there, you can work on moving it up to the heart center and using it for a more creative purpose by joining it with the imaginative faculty of the mind in the heart center and sending it out into the synchronicity of the universe to create whatever you want to create. In the beginning, there's another little exercise you can try. Any day that you're having a really serious emotional challenge, something's detonated you and emotionally. Let's go back to that jealousy example, because it's a great example for a lot of people. Let's just say that you're out with your couple and something just really detonates your jealousy. And this is where you can visualize something erotic that turns you on. You can take a deep breath and you can just send that erotic, emotional, sexual energy right up through your emotional body. Breathing in, and you can just burn right through that emotional detonator, that challenge that you're having. And then just kind of throw it out through the back of your heart center, right out your back. And just exhale and just send it behind you. Just leave it behind you. But you used your own creative erotic energy to bring that energy up and to just wash away and eliminate something that you were starting to create and have a challenge in your emotional body. And you just fed it right up through into your heart center, and you just sent it right out through the back of your, like through the middle of the back of your spine, through your spinal column, right out through the back of your heart center. And then just visualize yourself closing a door behind you, and then just exhale and let it go. And this is a great exercise for people that are going through extremely challenging experiences right now in their emotional body. This clearing and this constant evolutionary process that we're going through right now. Try this as a little exercise anytime you have a challenge, anytime you feel anger, anytime you feel anything that's kind of a negative emotional energy that's challenging you. Use your own erotic creative energy and make it fun. Turn it into a game. Turn it into look, there's an energy I don't want in my solar plexus, in my emotional body. I'm going to use some of my own creative, my own sexual energy to just eliminate that. Take a deep breath in and just dump it off right through the back. Try it. There's some tips for you. If you lose it, if you get too overcharged with energy, there's absolutely no judgment. There's no end goal here. It's just all about starting to move your energy, understand the energy in your body, and start getting the concept that your erotic creative energy is for you to use in your life to heal, to create, and to get to the place where you can serve and do your life mission that you came here to do. Have a great day.